Oh, hello and welcome to the stream. Let's wait a few minutes for someone to join, and then we'll be modeling Danjin from where we left last time. That is the torso and the head. And feel free to ask any questions about 3D or in general if you'd like to. Hello and welcome to the stream. So I guess let's start with the torso, and this is the model for Danjin from the game, and we'll start with this section. So when you have a base like this ready and it's rigged, so I have it rigged already, it's better to use the base and make a duplicate and then model the clothes from it. The benefit of that is your clothes will be rigged already according to the model, which is usually okay, or it usually works well with things like these arms which are directly in contact with the body. For things like these which are swaying or swinging, you might have to change some rigging via weight painting, but that's not much of a deal. So I guess let's start. I'll hide the rig because it's hard to work with the rig on, so you can just hide it and then work with the model. So I'll be duplicating this by Shift D and right click to place it on top or on the original position. Let me turn on screencast keys. Okay, so we have the duplicated mesh, so let's rename it by pressing F2, torso, or let's say clothes upper. And let's go into edit mode by pressing tab, front view by pressing 1 on the numpad, and we are going to delete all of this bottom part because we don't actually need it. We need it for the boots, but we'll duplicate it separately. Or let's just delete this much. Select, drag to select, Alt C to look through the mesh, and then drag and select all of this and press X and vertices to delete the vertices. Now we can use this one for the clothes and we can use this one for the shoes later on. So I'll select all of this, press P and separate by selection. So this separates out the part of the leg which we can use later for the shoes. So I'll similarly delete the hand as well. So select all of this, make sure you're in the look through mode or the X-ray mode, which can be enabled from here or by pressing the shortcut Alt and Z. So make sure everything is selected and press X and vertices to delete it. Next, the clothes here are the arm is simple. There's just a bit of this is like a balloon arm, or I guess this is what it is called, a balloon sleeve. So it is inflated just right before the wrist and then it's closed on the wrist. So we are going to keep it seam like here for the wrist, and then we are going to add another loop cut here, and I'm going to scale it up. Press S to scale and scale it up. Okay, let's add another one also, which will make up the whole wrist, and then Alt and click to select this whole loop, and then scale to scale it. Let's similarly scale this one a little bit. Very slightly, and let's scale this a bit more. Okay, next, oh, did I do the wrong mesh? Yes, I did the wrong mesh. Let's undo everything, because as Bob Ross said, there are no mistakes, just every little accidents. So clothes upper, front view, X-ray mode, select all this X, select all this X, delete vertices, select this P selection, and let's rename this to clothes dot shoes. And now make sure we select the proper mesh to edit. We can also click on the torso and click on this arrow right here, so that it's not selected at all. So if you don't have this arrow, you can get it from this filters menu. So just turn it on, and then if you turn it off for the torso, you cannot select the torso. So that is good way to not make mistakes like we did just now. So click on the torso again, go into edit mode, Alt C to go into X-ray mode, and select everything for the hand, X and vertices to delete the vertices. Next, add two loop cuts, move it towards the right a little bit, select this one by Alt and left click, G to slide it a little towards right, and S to scale it outwards to make the little balloon sleeve. And I'll scale this one a little as well. Okay, that looks good. Next, let's make this cutout for the arm. I think it should be doable, but let's see. The flickering you see is because the clothes mesh is almost the same size as the base mesh, so Blender does not know which layer to render or which layer is in front of the other. So these artifacts are a result of that. So if you want to fix it, just select all and scale it just a tiny bit. So you can see I scaled it by 1.0002. So that is a 0.002 scaling, and it's already fixed. So they are no longer overlapping, and Blender knows that this one is to be rendered first, and the other one is behind it. So let's select everything and go into the X-ray view again, and let's delete these top vertices. Then I'll just move this one a little down. Similarly for this one, and maybe let's move these ones a little up. Create this collar shape. Let's move it a little towards out as well, because it's not visible. Okay. Next, let's do this first. But before that, maybe let's do this part first, this cutout, because I know a direct way to do it. So let's add a loop cut here, and I'll push this one a little down. Press G and G to slide it a little down, and push this one a little out. This does mess up the geometry a little, but we'll fix it. Or let's not move it. So we're going to add the loop cut here. Right click to reset it, and then I'll just make the cutout here. Now if you notice, if you try to move this vertex away from the center, it does not move because we have a mirror modifier on, and it's merging and clipping. So if we turn off clipping and then move it, it can be moved outside. But if you don't want to go into clipping and turn it on and off again, what you can do is enable the clipping. This won't move. So select this edge, press 2 and select this edge, and right click and subdivide. So it will make a vertex right here for you, extra vertex. So now you can press double G to slide it towards the left edge, towards this, and then we can press left click to select this one, shift left click to select this one, and then another shift left click to select this one. Then if we press J, it will join all of these three edges, but this made an additional geometry of two triangles which we don't actually need. So in this case, we're going to select this vertex and delete it. So that is also the desired outcome that we want, albeit a little fix is needed, that is to select this vertex and move it a little out, and maybe a little down as well, and a little out. So this will be the front, this window. And now let's do this one. So for this one, so now you'll notice that this is a bit overlapping than the underlying mesh, and the mesh underneath for the body is visible. So usually we add a subdivision, a solidify modifier to the clothes and change it after the mirror modifier, and the subdivision is below the solidify if it is on at all. Currently I'm not using subdivision, but if I use it, turns out like this. So I'll just keep it off to keep it low poly for now, and you'll notice that it does not fix it because the offset is towards the inner side. So we'll just push it all the way to the right, so that is +1 and it is towards the outside. It fixes most of the issue, but where it does not fix, we just have to go into edit mode and move the vertices a little. Now if you have it towards the outside, that is to +1 offset, it's a little hard to see what you are doing in edit mode. So what you can do is you can turn this button off, which is the edit mode display. So if you turn it off and then go into edit mode, you can see the vertices. With this on, you cannot see them, but with this off, you can see the vertices. So now the issue is these two. So I'll select these two, this one, and move them a little bit up, and maybe this one also. This is basically due to the extra loop cut we added here, which raised this part. So let's try to add this cutout first and then worry about this exposed part. So we will need cut like this and this. So from here to here to here. Let's see how it looks if we cut till here. I'm not sure how it will look, but let's see. Let's connect this and this vertex, this and this vertex, and then delete this and this face. It does the job. It's okay. It might be actually good to leave it like this. Let's test it with the rig. So I'll turn on the rig and go into pose mode and then try to move the hand. Okay, it actually looks good. Yeah. I think this is better than what I expected it to be, because it's actually closing when we move the arm up and opening up when we move the arm down. So it's actually the desired outcome, you can say. So let's turn on the overlays again, and I'll press Alt and G to reset the bone or the rig, and Alt R to reset the rotation. And let's move back to editing and let's turn off the rig. Next, we have this part hanging around from here. So let's go into front view, tab into edit mode, and you'll notice that this part is actually cut out from here and not from here. So if I show the other image, see, so it's like this. It's an extra part on the front and then that hangs down. So it's not like it's part of the body or the main mesh. So we can actually duplicate this part and then extend it down. And I think that's what we are going to do. We're going to take this whole part and duplicate it and then extend the front part towards the down. So let's go back into front view, Alt Z to go into the X-ray mode, select all of this and duplicate. Press Shift D to duplicate and right click to place it where it was. Then press B to selection and separate out the selection. Now let's go into front view again. Go into edit mode. And now you cannot see the vertices again because they are below the clothes mesh, the first one, because these two are the same models. So let's go into edit mode and select all and scale it a little bit because it is going to be on top of the body or the clothing beneath it, so it will be a layer up above. You can also scale using Alt S, so it scales outwards. And we'll need to move this vertex apart, so we'll do the same thing again. Right click, subdivide, gives us an extra vertex. We'll move it to the side, connect this and this via J and delete this vertex. A bit longer, but I like it over going to the panel and turning off the clipping for the mirror modifier and then doing it manually. So edit mode again. And let's extrude this edge. Let's do it from the front view. And press Shift and Y so it does not move. Okay, or Shift and X. Okay, both are not working because it's tilted at an angle. So let's just E to extrude and place it, just eyeball it. edge extends down and side, and we'll scale it a little bit. Yeah, I think that's looking good for the front part. And it's connected down the middle. Let's do that actually. Okay, we did not had okay, we didn't need to like do this whole extra thing and delete this part. This was a part of this mesh. Okay. For joining it together again till here, I'll just add a loop cut here, move it up, and then connect this one with the other one. It should join automatically. We can add another loop cut down the middle and move this one a little down so it's slanted like this, but we can keep it for later as well. Oh, I missed messages again. Hello Maldima, Japal and Protein. Do you play Genshin? Japal, you can ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. Do you play Genshin? Yes, I did play Genshin in 2020, but I'm not playing right now. I'm playing the other one, the Wuthering Waves. The character I'm making, it's from that game. It's similar to Genshin, but I think I like this one more now. And Japal, if you are still in the chat, feel free to ask the question. And Pro Team, if you're here and you heard the answer and the audio is good, just let me know. Kinich, I think I saw him in the Natland trailer. He's the one with the small bird, talking bird type thing, right? I forgot the name of the bird. It supposedly it has a name, I think, if I'm getting the character right. There was a meme about him getting a banner as well. Yes, that one. I saw the trailer recently for Genshin. I think it's good. Looks good. But I don't think I have enough time to go back and play it again. I just play this one and this almost takes all the free time I have. Oh, that's a dragon. I did not know that. I haven't I just saw the trailer. I did not research into the characters or their stories or anything. I haven't uh I haven't been watching the Genshin story after Raiden, I think. Oh, yes, that can be a possibility. Modeling him is directly possible. Definitely possible. Not directly possible. I'll model the dragon thing. That would be a bit easier. But the character can be done too. I think the new Pyro arc on the Mauvika, or what's her name, that she should be a little easy to model because of her suit, the biker suit she has. So that's just the body duplicated and then a minor edits to the body. Just her hair will be a little bit complex. And I think we should move to Danjin's hair as well because she does not look anything like Danjin for now. And the hair should add a lot to it. Let's just duplicate the base for the hair for now. This much should be fine. 50 to duplicate, right click to place it at the original place, and P in selection to separate out the selection, and then rename so we don't get it wrong. Head dot hair. Then I'll just delete these three faces or just these three vertices. That should be a good enough base for the hair. When we color it red directly for the hair. So now I'm a little bit confused as to how to make the hair with, I mean, there are two options with either curves, which takes a lot of time but looks better, or with just basic modeling. And I think that will be a little tough due to all these banks. So curves might be a better option. And if we have to just simplify it, I do have a Chibi Danjin model as well. Yeah, I think we'll go with this one, from the sticker pack. It's a lot easier. I'll just open it here. Yeah, I think so too. For Chibi one, going with curves might be a little too much, I guess. This should be okay with the low poly strand modeling, but there's another problem. I haven't done this method, so it will be an experiment. Let's duplicate these 4 faces to start. Select Shift E, duplicate, and place it where they are. Move it. Change this to connected. Yeah, let's move it a little to the out. And we might have to turn off the mirror modifier for this one. But let's see. Add a loop cut and move. Double G to move and move this. Thank you. Okay, not bad, I guess. Accidentally moved a lot. I think this should work out just fine. If we add some solidify to it, it should look like this. So let's separate this object, press L to select, and then P to separate the selection. And then because we named it head dot here, so now we'll get dot 00123 from whatever we create out of this selection. I think the sides are okay. We need to apply. Okay. For my voice or the song? I'm not sure. The song audio or my audio. I think it should be fine now. I'm just used to talking slow, less loudly. Let me know if it's any better now, or I'll have to edit the settings a little. Okay, voice. Any better now? Or okay, I just have to speak a little louder because of the mic settings. If I make it a little more sensitive than this, it picks up voice from the neighborhood, and the kids are always like playing and talking loudly, so that gets annoying. Yeah, same team. Even for the daily recordings, I have to speak a little louder than my usual because the mic again picks up noise from the outside, so I have to keep the sensitivity low, and then it picks up voice from the outside. But with low sensitivity, I have to speak a little bit louder. Okay, Gonzalez says, I hear you good. Thanks for the confirmation, and thank you for joining the stream as well. I guess I'm seeing you for the first time. Not sure if you're from Insta or found the YouTube stream, but happy to have you here. Let's apply the mirror modifier for this one, and then we can edit this bank properly. So let's add a loop cut here, and let's add only one for now. Move this a little down, and we'll need one here as well. This down, this little up, and then this little down. I think that should do it. Yeah, I think let's skip it to this for now and move to the other parts of the hair. It's not symmetrical here, but okay, let's just make it symmetrical. Okay, lot better. Sometimes the shading gets a bit messed up on the faces like this, because if you move it like this or like this, then Blender has to calculate where it's actually looking or where the actual normals are for the plane. And if you see it from this side, you notice that it's not actually leveled. The four vertices are not on a plane, so it gets issues in shading. So we either need to connect this to this or this to this, so that Blender knows how to calculate it. For an example, if I connect these, you will see that the shading changes. This one has a different one because it's now flat, and this one is now flat in a plane, so that's proper shading. But if I don't have this, now this looks flat from this side, but if I move to this side, it looks a bit odd, as it's trying to go towards this side from here and towards this side from here. So just move the edges in the move the points in this case until it looks right. I need to set up the stream alerts for YouTube as well. I have it for Twitch, so if someone follows on Twitch, it should pop up an alert, but I haven't set it for YouTube yet. Might do it this week. I think it's time to do it. This needs to go a little back as well to conform to the curvature of the head. And this should come a little inwards. Okay, I think the front is looking good. With the solidify, it should look good, or I'll have to sculpt it on for the details, but for now it's looking good, I think. Similarly, I'll have to add this one. This should go like 4 cuts still here, then one goes here, second goes here, third goes here, and fourth goes here. So that's the basic plan. Yeah, let's duplicate this part, set to move it a little bit up and to the right, and 2 loop cuts. We'll see the placement of it later because this goes above the lower part, so it should come in front and this should go in back, but we can do that later with the modifiers and stuff. So let's take these 3 for now, and E to extrude downwards. Not this much down. Okay, this much is good, and E to extrude down again. Next, let's take this one, E to extrude inwards, and this should make the first curl here, and then take this one, E to extrude, and let's make it a size bigger than the first one. So that should make the second curl. I think okay, it looks good from the front view, no issues. Let's take the third and last one and extrude it downwards as well. Okay, 3 curls complete. This one is curved towards inside, so I think this looks good, but if you do want the curvature, what you can do is move this a little up and extend this one. So if we extend this towards the left and move it out and move this one down, it should give a similar result. Yeah, it does give a similar result, though it needs some more adjustments. And it's still a quad. It looks like a triangle, but it's still a quad. I don't think this is the most optimal way to do it, but it works. I'm not planning on animating the character for like a lot of stuff. Maybe a simple walk cycle or some simple animations from Mixamo, but I'll not be doing manual ones like I do for my models. At least not what I think for now. Let's add the last one as well. Out and another one, and let's scale it down. I think that's good. Next we have the same shading issue that we have with the body. So if you move your model, you'll notice that there are some artifacts like this which are going through the head. This is because the current hair is duplicated from the head and it has vertices on the same place or faces in the same place. So if I just go into isolation mode, you'll notice that these vertices of the head and these vertices of the hair overlap. So this is creating these artifacts. So as last time, just go into edit mode and scale it a little bit using S, or just press Alt S to scale a little, and that should fix it. You can also add a solidify modifier in the end to solidify towards the outside, and that fixes it as well. That is what I usually do. I don't use this method of scaling because it creates a gap in between. So now you might have to solidify towards the inside instead of solidifying towards outside. And let's make this part also. This here goes up and down. So it should like add a loop cut here, and this should come down. Like this part should go up. This should go a little out. This also solves the issue for the front part. We can just move it back now. Okay, I think we are at an hour mark, almost an hour mark, and it's time to finish the stream maybe. This much is our progress so far. This much is our progress so far, and I think we might. Okay, we'll have to close it. Let's just try some basic colors to see if it looks any good. Add a new material for here and pick the base color. Okay, yeah, I think it does resemble a little. We'll have to fix these vertices later on. We can just directly delete these as well. Let's just do that. And this whole part needs to be settled down. Accidentally deleted some from the front. So the hair is fixed for now. Will the shading artifacts you're seeing is because I'm in EV right now and not in cycles. So it should be good in cycles, but I don't want to check for now. And the hair and the dress looks good to me for 1 hour of work. And we'll spend 1 hour again on this, maybe today, tonight, or tomorrow, and we'll finish the hair part at least. The back of the hair will be a bit difficult because she has like braids which are like turned into circles, so that is going to be a bit difficult, but let's see. I might model it straight and then use a curve modifier to turn it around a spiral, and that should be the approach to it. For now, let's end it here, and thank you Protein Gonzalez and everyone else that joined in the chat as well. Japal, I missed your message, but I hope you join again and I'll be able to answer your questions. So that was it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to connect on Instagram at Vectorisite if you haven't already for daily Blender content. And I'll see you in